coming. I have the legendary Koppi Mizrahi, all the way from Tokyo. I want to thank you for taking the time out to come and do this interview with me. You know, we've been going back and forth about doing this for a while. Originally, I think we were going to do it during COVID virtually, but I'm glad, you know, we waited and we're able to do it like face to face.
Yes.
So first, I'm a big fan of you. I don't really know a lot about the women in ballroom, but you are one of the ones that I knew about, like, just because I've always seen you walk at a lot of like the, you know, major functions and stuff like that. But I still don't know a lot about your personality.
Yeah.
So first, tell me where you're from and how did you get introduced to the ballroom scene?
Okay. I'm Koppi Mizrahi. I'm from originally Tokyo, Japan, and I have been voguing over 16 years, and I found voguing in Japan because there was already the people voguing there, and they are voguing in street dance scene. And the first when I met voguing, I didn't know about the ballroom at all. I just knew voguing and as a dance style, and I found the ballroom scene on YouTube. Yeah. Then when I started watch clips on YouTube of ballroom, I was really into it and I was so impressed. So then that made me want to visit the real ballroom in the States.
Yeah, that's understandable. So, when you got introduced to just the art style of voguing, was it like through a dance class, or was it just through videos, or like?
Yes. At first, when I met voguing, there was dance crew that was voguing, and yeah, I never seen that dance style before, so I was so impressed. So then I simply just wanted to try that style. Right. So then I started to take the class, so by the leader of the dance team. So then I've been taking classes for a year, and I joined the crew. So then I started to perform in Japan. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So, like, what was it about voguing that really attracted you to voguing? Like, what made you see it and like, I want to try that?
The first one is that the hands movement. So I was really amazed by the hands movement because they were rolling the hands like fast, like this. So, and that was simply wow to me, and also their attitude. So while they're dancing, because I saw the clear difference between voguing and other dance style. So yeah, so actually, so in voguing, so they didn't really move so much as compared to other dance style as hip hop. Yeah, so that was really curious and yeah, something interesting to me. So yes, then I just wanted to try.
I understand that. So, as far as long as you've been walking, what is your favorite like moment so far?
The moment.
Like any ball, it doesn't even have to be like a specific category. Maybe I guess like even when you got dinged or just any moment, any ballroom moment.
Yeah. So my best moment was definitely when I got deemed as legend. So in 2016 at Latex Ball. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is such a thing in ballroom that is called protocol and execution. We are a group of individuals who spend a lot of time in this scene building bigger than life personalities. So therefore, when we celebrate, we should celebrate big. When we are in here celebrating, commemorating all the people that walked the Latex Ball and been on the floor on the Latex Ball. But the Latex Ball 7 years ago took a whole different turn. No, not because they charged $30, no. It took a different turn because of one individual. In 2009, a little Japanese girl hits us up on YouTube and says she wants to vote. And between her and Andre going back and forth trading YouTube videos, she learned how to vote. She couldn't speak English. She could read it, she could write it. And every year since 2009, she comes and she spends an entire month in New York, goes to Detroit, Chicago, wherever there's a ball, she's there. She went from learning how to vote, to learning how to commentate, to now DJ. But then she didn't just learn it here. She took it all the way back to the land of the rising sun, Japan. And there she cultivated a whole new community. Yes, they heard of Vogue before, but they didn't experience it until Koppi Mizrahi brought it to Japan and brought the ballroom scene to Japan. So today, Konami Shiseido, Koppi Mizrahi, Icon, Andre and Jack Mizrahi, on this day, July 30, 2016, we hereby acknowledge your achievements in the women's Vogue category, as well as your groundbreaking efforts in developing Vogue and ballroom culture in Japan. It is our pleasure to have deemed you legendary performance of the world.
Didn't even imagine that I could get deemed so early. Yeah, even though that was the time I've been voguing. I've been in ballroom for 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. So yeah, I thought it took way longer to get deemed as legend, but I was so surprised.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it just depends. You know, it just depends. So that definitely means a lot. So getting deemed, how did it make you feel? Did it make you feel like accomplished? Did it make you feel accepted or welcomed?
Yes.
How did it make you feel?
Yes, definitely. I felt like really as an Asian woman, a cisgender woman. Yeah, I felt like I was welcome and accepted, and also I was recognized. Yes, and yeah, that was so honored and so grateful because this ballroom scene was originated by Black LGBT people. So yes, so being an Asian, and it was kind of hard for me to like accepted by them, by the community here. So yeah, so I was really happy to be accepted.
That's great. Have you ever felt like not welcomed, or have you ever felt like maybe disrespected by like people in the community because of your gender or your race?
Yes. Actually, the first time I walked the ball in Washington D.C., it was in 2009, and it was my very first ball. And
Do you remember the name of it?
Yes, the Capitol Hours Ball. Yes, in D.C. And actually, at that time, I didn't really know about the rules of the balls, and I didn't really know about the categories. I was just told to walk this category by my father, Andre, because this is really big prize. It was $5,000 female figure performance, and I didn't even know about production. But yes, we had to do production, and I was so nervous, and I gave my CD to play my music to DJ, but he played wrong track, so I went to panicking, and I lost, and I didn't even know what I was doing, and I got chopped. Yeah, so, and at that time also I didn't really understand English. Yeah, so I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even realize I got chopped. So I was just I was took away by my family, and I went outside. So then I asked what was going on. Then I knew I got chopped. So like I was like, oh my God.
So, if you couldn't speak English, how did you connect with your family?
So actually I majored in English literature in the university.
Gotcha.
So I was good at writing and reading
But not
English.
necessarily
Yeah.
fluently speaking.
Yeah, so messaging is actually perfect for me. But when it comes to speak conversation, I couldn't really catch the speed of the way they talk, and also I couldn't really speak my opinion or my thought, because I had to write sentences in my brain and then speak. So it took long.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So, do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 34 and turning 35 in November.
Okay, that's what's up. Are you a Scorpio?
Yes.
Okay, that's what's up. So yeah, that is crazy. You came to America with barely knowing how to speak English, and you got that chop. After you got that chop, what made you keep coming back again and again?
Because in my 10th, so I couldn't do my best at all. So it was so frustrating, and I had to come back to the next ball and try to do my best.
Yeah. And I think that's what most people that's what most people should do. I think that's what most people should, the attitude they should have. So I'm glad that you've got that down.
Yes.
Because ballroom can be somewhat expensive as far as traveling.
Yes.
I mean, hell, now even getting into the ball for people that are paying. And I mean, just everything, just traveling and just room and board, hotels, Airbnbs, everything. Has ballroom ever became a financial strain on you, or have you ever had to maybe even sit out a function just because it was just too much financially?
Actually, so every time I visit here in the States, I want to walk as much as I can. Yeah, so I go anywhere around the States. So if I go to New York, I can go to Jersey, Philly, and Baltimore. Yeah, like around New York City. Yeah, so that's why I came to Ohio this time. Yeah, because it was kind of possible for me to come here. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So, I know that you are a professional instructor. You teach Vogue in classes. One thing that I see, like a lot of people criticize, particularly like the women of ballroom, is the fact that there are so many of them that teach. There are so many of them that teach Vogue in classes. There's so many of them that teach Vogue in classes, and a lot of people don't. They don't like that. They feel like, maybe like people from the LGBT community, or specifically like gay men, trans women, people that are like specifically known for voguing in the ballroom scene. They want them to be the ones that teach it. They don't really necessarily want the cis women to teach it. So, do you get that same criticism on you? And how do you feel about that when you hear that? Like, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, I started to teach voguing before I involved in ballroom. Yes. So because when I joined the dance competition in Japan, so my team got a special prize from the competition, and the owner of dance studio hired me as instructor, and he let me teach voguing class. So but at the time we didn't really have like social media. Right. So nobody knew that I was teaching voguing in Japan. So but now because of YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, so everybody know who is teaching class in where. So yes, it's getting hard for new people to teach classes, I guess, because ballroom is now not only the States, so they expanded in internationally. So people, more people started to judge other people by their career in ballroom. So I was I actually didn't get any criticized by me teaching classes. So but I've seen many cisgender women get criticized by teaching classes in their country because they didn't have enough ballroom career. Yes.
And I guess they wouldn't, because like I said, you one of the ones that are like more recognizable to me, just because I guess you walk like most of the, like you walk latex. I'm sure. Like I remember just seeing your clips a lot. So I think that if you have the talent, if you have the skill, and if you have the passion for teaching, go ahead and do it. I don't think anybody should be able to say like you should do that. But at the same time, I definitely do understand when people say, you have to understand like the culture of ballroom.
Definitely, yes.
So that's why I'm glad that you found your Mizrahi family. I'm pretty sure they instilled that culture in you. Right? So and I really appreciate that. By you being a Mizrahi and everything like that, speaking of, like when the Gorgeous Gucci's like split off and did all of that, were you really like affected by that? Because I know you're all the way in Japan, so did you feel the effects of that split?
bitches better not disappoint.
What the noise brought on you? Because what the noise brought on you.
By you being a Mizrahi and everything like that, speaking of, like when the Gorgeous Gucci's like split off and did all that, were you really like affected by that? Because I know you're all the way in Japan, so did you feel the effects of that split?
Actually, yes, because most of the international Mizrahi went to Gucci or Orici. So, but in Asia, the most of my kids followed me, because they, I was the reason. I am the reason for them to be Mizrahi. So yes, I'm glad my kids in Asia they followed me, and I'm also I'm always following my father Andre. So I never gonna leave Mizrahi whatever happens. For me, as an Asian, I think I'm kind of in charge of Asian ballroom in general, because Japan started the ballroom scene the first in Asia, and I started first. Then next country like Taiwan and the Philippines and China followed. So then but I still need to educate them about ballroom history and culture in right way. So I keep learning from the OGs like Icon and pioneers. So ballroom culture is really deep. So and there are a lot of things to learn, and also the time is changing. So I always need to keep it up, changing. So I really need to keep coming and visit it, and keep attend to the ball. So to catch up everything.
So I that is really interesting too, because like recently I actually followed like an Instagram page, and it was like an Instagram about the ballroom in Asia. And I was surprised because I never knew that it was or at least as populated as it was, and it was like all Asian. I mean, obviously it was all like Asian people. Are there any like black people over in the Asian scene, or just a few?
Just a few, yes.
What are there a lot of black people just in general in Asia, like as far as like population wise, or?
In Japan, it's actually more and more like the foreigner that lives there that is involved in ballroom scene.
The foreigners, right? So there aren't any really like native black people from Asia that participate in the ballroom scene. Are there a lot of native black people that live in Japan in general?
Yes, we have some people, but they came originally from the States or Europe.
No, I mean just like in Japan, not in the ballroom scene, but just in Japan in general.
Yeah, we have yes, many people live.
What do you think would bring some of those people more to the Japan ballroom scene?
Yes, actually, I had recently I made a connection with the people from the army base in Japan. Yeah, so and in June, so we just had a ball in the army base in Tokyo. Yes, that was really interesting because I didn't even know that they had the LGBT community in base. So then they wanted to have a ball at the base. So and I was invited. Yes, and yeah, actually the ball went successfully, and they wanted to do like next one and next one. Yeah, so yeah, that was amazing connection.
So what do you you said you wanted to further educate the Taiwan community. Where do you see, or where do you want to see Asian ballroom culture in the next 10 years?
I think we will get more and more population in ballroom in the future, and I hope more people go travel to the States to see real ballroom, because many people are still in only doing things just in their countries. So yeah, so even though we have internet and social media to see the ballroom scene worldwide, but we definitely need to go there. So yeah, in person. So because so even though you are really good at in their countries, so you don't know what can you do in here in the real ballroom. Yeah, so experience is everything. Yeah, that's what I've been doing over 10 years. Every year I come back to the States, so then keep walking balls, winning, and yes. So yeah, I hope more and more people go visit the ballroom here.
And I want to go over there and visit them.
Yeah.
Sure. I like traveling. I did, like you said, I would definitely encourage you to like educate them. I don't want like any ballroom scenes around that have lost what the original ballroom was meant to. And that doesn't mean anything about race, because depending on where you at in the country, where you at in the world, you could be the oppressed population where you're at. Just depending, even you by being. I know certain countries like women don't have the same rights around the world. Around the world, even like being gay is like you can go to jail or by death. I think I don't know if they still do that, but I know it's like it's not like America everywhere. So like you said, I hope you just keep educating the people out there. What is one thing about our scene? I will ask this. What is one thing about our scene in America that you wish you could change, or that you wish was different?
Yes, so in Japan, so more and more movement for LGBT rights and also women's rights is happening these days, and also I have noticed that in ballroom is a kind of binary scene. Yeah, in terms of the terminology, like femme queen, butch queen, like even woman. So the word woman in ballroom scenes means cisgender woman, but sometimes it causes like conflict. Like so, some transgender woman thinks that they are women. Yeah, so but they cannot walk women's category, right? So yeah, so the terminology is kind of in my opinion, so that could be changed, like the cis woman, not just woman, like cis woman. And also there are a lot of non-binary people in Japan also, so they actually they don't know what category they can walk, as non-binary, because they don't want to be butch queen, no femme queen, no woman. So so I hope they have more the category for non-binary people.
Yes. I never thought about it like that, and that is something that actually I've seen people kind of complain about that over here. That's been an issue over here as well, and I think that it is a sign of the times. Like the world doesn't really deal with LGBT issues the same way that they did 15 years ago. So with the world changing, I think ballroom has to like evolve a little bit as well.
Yes.
And just be a little bit more inclusive and respectful. And like you said, like the woman, cis woman thing, like I've thrown balls myself and I never even thought about it like that. I'm just like them queens, drags, women. It's like female performers who want the money, But like you said, it's a lot of people that probably feel, where do I go? Where do I fit in? Oh, I don't fit in anywhere. I came here to fit in and I don't. Yeah, I definitely I appreciate you, even having inclusion on your mind. Just for you even think about that as a cis woman. Think about the inclusions of other people, non-binary people, femme queens, everybody feeling more included, feeling more respected at the end of the day. That says a lot about your character.
This is a lovely music beats.
La Zulu, La Zulu, La Zulu, La Zulu. La Zulu. La Zulu.
What is one message that you would give any woman watching that is interested about coming to ballroom and she doesn't necessarily, all she knows is just, what she sees online? How does she get up the courage to go to her first ball, walk her first ball? How does she even get in contact to even know who to, because that's what you did, you learned the dance style and then you got introduced to the culture. So how does a woman that's in your same position, how does she find the culture of ballroom?
Yes, actually I challenged my first ball mostly by myself, but at least I was already in the house then. So that being the part of the house is really powerful and also feeling safe. So so if possible, I recommend you to be a part of the house before, if you come to the States by yourselves. So but if not, you think you don't feel that comfortable to join the house now, so you can take your time but at least try to be ready in your country before you come to the States, of course. And also try to learn about your category, and so actually I'm here to help you guys. So you can ask me questions, and even though I don't know the answers, I can ask somebody else. So that is like legends or icons. Yeah. So
You have
yes.
resources to
Yeah.
connect people if need be. If
yes.
you cannot help them miss up, that's dope.
Yes.
So, where can they find you? I know Koppi Mizrahi on Instagram.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like I said, I really appreciate you for coming. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of balls, frankly, to be in ballroom, to put yourself out there in any capacity. Especially like, you know, sometimes if you feel like you got unfair treatment because of whatever, for you to still constantly come back, and each time you come back, that smile is still right there. You can still see the joy when, you know, you hit the floor. You do it because you like to do it, you know. I mean, like even just with a lot of the BS that we deal with ballroom, you have to have a real passion for it to kind of keep pushing through with it, because it can get frustrating sometimes. So I want to thank you for like not giving up on it. And yeah, like what are your next goals for yourself in ballroom? Because you're already legendary. You're already a instructor. You've already like gotten the status, and then even before you got the status, you already took ballroom and you've made it a part of your profession. So what more do you want out of it?
Honestly, my next aim to be an icon. Yes, like if possible, the first international icon.
And what do you what does being an icon mean?
Icon is really like represent my category, like me keep walking women's performance. Yeah, so that's why people say I opened the door for international women. Yeah, so yeah, I became the first international overall mother of the major house that was created in the States. Yeah, so so if I could become an icon, so I can I think I can have more power in ballroom and to help people.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I mean, I think you're on your way. You know, you like I said, you didn't just get your status and then disappear. Like you still persistent, and you know, like I mean, like you said, you come here and you walk as many bars as you can. So, and I think that shouldn't be taken lightly either, because we just watch these clips and we see people come out there, whether they win, lose, or draw, but we don't really see like what it takes to get from point A to point B. Like I just asked you, like, how long is the flight from Japan to here? And you said 14 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You know, so we don't really see, you know, even with me, like you're like, you brought all this equipment here. Like I'm traveling with all of this for what, you know? But we have passions for what we do.
Yes.
So, and like I was telling you before, the beauty about ballroom is, if we were not in ballroom, we would not be sitting here having this conversation.
Right.
We could walk past each other on the street as complete strangers and never even acknowledge each other. But thanks to ballroom, we're sitting down having a conversation with somebody that on paper is almost the complete opposite. But we can sit down, we can find our similarities, and you know, we can find the camaraderie in that. So I really appreciate just even having a chance to sit down with you. Like I said, I've been waiting to do this for a long time. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the legendary overall mother, Koppi Mizrahi. before you go, I want to ask you to describe yourself. And now it doesn't have to be in English, but describe yourself in 5 words or less.
Okay, let me think.
You could say it in your native language. That would make it more comfortable.
For the 5 words. Okay, let me think. Describe myself in 5 words. Yes, so I keep voguing until death.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Koppi, the legendary Koppi Mizrahi, the legendary overall mother Koppi Mizrahi, I want to thank you for coming. You know, like I just appreciate you, you know, being involved in the ballroom scene. You know, you could be over there instructing your classes, collecting your money, and never even think about it. But you make sure you come over here and you participate in our scene. You go, like, you travel everywhere. Like, you know, I just seen you in Atlanta, now we're shooting this in Ohio.
Yeah.
So you definitely support. You definitely, from what I've seen, you are very respectable. Knowing that, you know, you started all this and you could barely even speak English. You know, like, just even having that language barrier, and still even having the courage to sit down and do something like this, I commend you for it. So, yeah, I'm a fan. I would continuously watch you. Thank you for coming. And ladies and gentlemen, it's the legendary overall mother, Koppi Mizrahi.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.